Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a random review. I'm Random Ross and today I review Back to the Future Part 2. Yeah, so we'll be revisiting the first one. I thought it would only make sense to revisit the other two and review the rest of the trilogy. So it takes off literally right from where Part 1 took off, where Doc takes Marty and Jennifer to the future, the year of 2015. Yeah, and there's a lot of things they got off about 2015 because we're in 2025 now, and let's just say it didn't quite play out as they thought it would. But yeah, they go to the future, and of course, old Biff gets hold of this book which predicts all the sporting events from 1955 to 2000, and of course hitches a ride on the DeLorean, only to change the present day where Marty then finds himself in an alternate 1985 where his father George is dead, his mother's married to Biff, and of course he's in a bad place. And the Doc then notices it, and they both then realise they need to fix this error, and they go back to 1955 to get that book off Biff, reset the present day, and basically, the Doc ends up getting zapped back in time to 1885 and then reaches out to Marty via a telegram. And then, of course, he meets up with 1955 Doc, and after he's just sent Marty back to the future, he comes back from the future, and then he has to find a way to get the DeLorean to work again, the time machine, so that they can go back to 1885 to find Doc. Of course, he does that. Then the film becomes kind of it doesn't become kind of Western. It does become a Western, but that's in part 3. Right now I'm talking about part 2. So, what did I like about this one? Well, basically all 3 films are like one big film that you could watch back to back. Of course, I didn't watch them back to back because, that's quite the commitment. I don't think my ADHD will let me sit that long. But yeah, I thought, even though this film came out 4 years after the first movie, it still carries directly on from the first film. I thought Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd were great. They just played greatly off one another, and the character of Biff played a great villainous role. And also we see some, dystopian future where Biff alters time, and I liked that. I also liked that even George McFly's character. Now, if you know that in this, Crispin Glover does not reprise his role as George McFly. What happens is that he didn't come back for the sequels, and they got a lookalike and then used makeup to create his appearance of an old Crispin Glover, and Robert Zemeckis did create a good convincing illusion there. But of course, when Crispin Glover got word of this, he didn't like that they used his likeness and felt that they should have got permission first. And it's because of that now, whenever they use a likeness of an actor that's either dead or not in the film or anything like that, they have to get permission from the actor themselves or their estate if they're not with us anymore. But I think they settled that anyways. But yeah, I liked the future of 2015, even though they got quite a lot of stuff a bit off. Maybe if the multiverse and everything's real, then maybe that version of 2015 does exist in some way. But yeah, I remember 10 years ago we had there was this thing through Facebook where people showed, compared scenes from that time to now to see how much they got predicted right. Yeah, we don't have hoverboards, we don't have microwave pizzas where you put them in tiny and they come out big. Yeah, none of that yet. But yeah, I like that they sort of were retracing their steps with the first movie. I believe using recycled footage and maybe some extra scenes in there. But I thought this was a fun one. It was a fun sequel, and yeah, it was entertaining. Like I say, it was non-stop adventuring from the get-go, because, yeah. So I liked that. I liked that it's to be continued, but could you imagine having to wait almost a year for part 3 to come out? Because back then, probably frustrating. I mean, I know what it's like with like how the Avengers turned out with Infinity War, waiting a year for Endgame. But yeah, Back to the Future Part 2, it's probably just as good as the first one, I think. So it gets a 5 out of 5 from me again. Like I say, this is a perfect trilogy, perfect franchise that knew when to end. No dragged out sequels or reboots here, and I don't think they should. It's perfect as it is as a trilogy. I mean, obviously, I'm going to go and review Part 3 and that for another video. So yeah, have you seen this one? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and to hit that notification bell. I have been Random Ross. This has been a random review. And until next time, I bid you all a goodbye, friends. Goodbye.